Good evening and welcome to our next edition of Cooking with Michael. As always, thank you to all of you who watched our last week's episode. Big episode, coast to coast, fantastic, and Melissa made me look like an idiot. So, great job, Melissa. Anyway, that was fun. Melissa's dish turned out really, really well. Ours turned out not so much. Although Candace, my wife, producer, executive producer, spouse, date night, whatever you want to call her, loved the dish anyway. She said it was the best scrambled eggs she ever had. So, apparently, I'm really good at scrambled eggs, but not tortillas de patatas, which is what we were making. But anyway, tonight, we're just going to jump right into it. Have you ever, let me ask a question. You know, you're running late, you have this date night, somebody new, somebody exciting, or your spouse, you know, you look forward, like as we do, you look forward to that great date night dinner where you can spend time enjoying the company of a loved one, but work keeps you late. I'll tell you what, that's my life almost every day. Work keeps me late, and it happens. It is what it is, and that's the nature of the world today. So what we decided to do was show you what you can do to make a quick dinner. You know, you run in, you're dressed for work, you want to get it started, and then you go take a shower, get yourself cleaned up so you can look nice and good for your spouse, date night, significant other, what have you. But we also, of course, want to make a good, quick, easy dinner. So tonight, we're going to make pork loin. We're going to make a rotisserie pork loin. We're going to do it actually in our air fryer. As I told you before, our air fryer is an air fryer. It's a rotisserie, baking oven, dehydrator. It's like the whole gambit, right? So we're going to take a pork loin, small one, for 2 people. And we're going to put in a rotisserie, and we're going to let it cook. So while it's doing that, and this is the one time I'm going to say it, I'm going to walk away and let it do its thing while I can go get ready for date night. Okay. So anyway, as always, first, want to thank Andrew from Chapel Beer and Wine. Tonight, I have Pinot Grigio in the fridge. I'll probably break into that at some point, but I'm going to do a beer tonight. Primarily because it's just easy, and like I said, I'm running late from work. Had a late night at work, coming home, trying to make a dinner quickly, so we can have our date night together. So, yeah, beer's good. So, no special drink tonight. We're gonna make pork loin. We're also gonna make sauerkraut. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of sauerkraut. I know a lot of people are. I'm not. But it does go well with pork. So we're going to show you how to do it. It's really simple. It's basically a small can. You put it in the pot and you heat it up. So, I mean, it's really simple. Whole idea of this is how to make a very, very quick date night dinner so you can spend time with your loved one when you're running late from work. So, or running late for whatever you're doing. All right. We're just going to get started. Very different than what we usually do. We usually break away, what have you. We're not doing it this time. I did stop on the way home. My butcher was still open, thank goodness, and got myself a pork loin. So, as you can see, just basically a pork loin. It's not a big amount. This one is actually about 1.5 pounds. So it's not a big deal, right? Not a big one. So what I'm going to do, just open it up, and you can see what it looks like. Okay, just a pork loin, very small. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rotisserie. Okay, very simple. I'm going to put, you follow your instructions on your air fryer, rotisserie, what have you. I'm just going to put this together, if I can figure the fuck out. All right, so we're putting the rotisserie. Edit. All right, so we're going to put our rotisserie together, and you can see it's basically just a, it's just a bar that goes through with some, sharp edges to hold it in place. I'm going to take my pork loin, okay, and I'm going to basically just shove it right through the other side, okay. So now you can see, and the sharp points hold it in place, okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the other side, okay? And I'm basically just going to push it right into the other side, hold it in place, get it all set up, okay? And I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to season it. But first, the good thing about our rotisserie is we have this cute little tool, this cool little tool. What it basically does is it holds it in place. That way I can stick it in the air fryer. So what I'm going to do first, though, is I'm going to take seasoned salt. Just regular old seasoned salt. I did get this at Aldi. I know we missed Aldi last week, but that's okay. So I did get this at Aldi, even though it's brand name. They actually had it. So just take some seasonal. That's all I'm going to do. Again, we're doing this quick because we've got to get the dinner in the oven or in the rotisserie beforehand. While I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and preheat the air fryer rotisserie whole thing that I'm going to show you here in a second to 400 degrees. Okay, let it heat up while I'm seasoning it. So I'm going to set it for 400 degrees, and then I'm going to make sure it's on roast, and I'm going to start it. Okay, let it heat itself up. It takes a couple minutes to get fully warmed and ready to go. Once it's done, I'm going to take my pork loin that I put on the rotisserie, and I am going to put it in there. But first I'm going to season it, so I'll show you how we do that. Alright, so I'm going to take this, my pork loin, okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my seasonal, and I'm just going to basically get on, okay? You don't want too much, don't want too little, just enough to cover the top and the bottom so you can see it's on there, okay? And let that sit there for a minute. Hi. All right, so once that's on there, okay, and once the air fryer tells us it's ready, I'll put this in the air fryer and we'll let it cook for 35 minutes, okay? Good thing is that about 1.5 pounds of pork loin at 400 degrees, 35 minutes roasting, you don't really have to watch it. It just does itself. Now, keep in mind that each air fryer, roaster, rotisserie, broiler, what have you, is all different. So know your equipment, okay? Know your air fryer, know your rotisserie, what have you. I know mine. 35 minutes, I don't have to pay much attention to it. I can let it go, okay? So once that's done, warming up, we'll put it in there. Again, the whole idea of tonight is crap, I'm running late from work, or crap, I'm running late from whatever it is. I need to get ready, get the dinner started, so when my loved one, spouse, date night is ready to eat, they can eat and won't know that you didn't spend hours in the kitchen. Because, you want them to think you did, because that's how you get laid. So, yes, that happened. Anyway, no, you want them to think that you spent time in the kitchen because you want them to obviously think that you put a lot of thought into it. You did, but in this case, you're running behind, you didn't. So we'll let that heat up, and we'll show you what the next step is. All right, so our rotisserie air fryer machine is all ready to go. So I'm going to show you what it looks like putting this in there. So I'm going to put it in there. Now, with that said, got to unlock this a little bit. Like that, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to close this back up and let it start cooking. And you can see how it just starts to spin, okay? And we're going to let it do that while it's set to cook. All right, so while it's cooking, again, 35 minutes. During that time, I'm going to heat up the sauerkraut. Just so you know, just a regular old can of sauerkraut. I did not get this at Aldi because Aldi actually didn't have sauerkraut. I know, they didn't have something that I wanted. I was very disappointed. But Aldi's, or not Aldi sauerkraut, so we just got regular old sauerkraut, a small can, because like I said, I'm not a big fan of it. My wife is, she likes it, so we're going to make some for her. I'll eat a little bit of it. I'll pretend to eat a little bit of it. Anyway, so we're going to heat this up in a pot, and then when it's done, we'll put it on the plate when that's all done. So when we come back, we'll show you what it looks like when it's all done, and we'll cut it up, put it on a plate. When the timer goes off at 35 minutes, we'll take it out of the rotisserie, put it on a plate, cut it, show you what it looks like, taste it with the wonderful sauerkraut. and we'll go from there and show you how to have a great date night dinner. So during this time, get yourself showered, dressed, whatever you got to do to make yourself look good for your date night. Or, screw it, sit back and drink a beer and hope that she loves the fact that you've been working all day or doing whatever you're doing all day, or he loves the fact you're working all day and you stink. So, whatever. Anyway, we'll be right back. All right, and we're back real quick. The pork loin is almost done in the rotisserie. I'll show you that in just a second. I did want to show you, by the way, just again real quick. So what I did was I took the sauerkraut, put it in a pot, just heated it up. I mean, there's really not much to it. Don't have to add water, don't add seasonings, anything. It's just sauerkraut in a pot. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out of the rotisserie here in a second, and I'll show you what that looks like, and then we'll go from there. Cut it up, taste it, and love it. So, sounds like it's done, so let's take a look at it. All right, so the rotisserie is done, so I'm going to reach in. Look at that. It looks fantastic. So I'm going to reach in. I got a fucking mess. Anyway, so I'm going to reach in, and all I'm going to do, I'm going to reach in, I'm going to grab it, just take it right out like that, okay? Put it right over here on the plate. Look how good that looks. Looks fantastic. Okay. Real simple, what I'm going to do is, actually what I'm going to do first, I'm going to take these out. Keep in mind, these are coming out of a, let me take it. There we go. Keep in mind, these are coming out of a rotisserie. Our air fryer is not just an air fryer. It's an air fryer. It's a roaster, dehydrator, what have you. So it has a rotisserie piece as well. So we didn't really put it on the air fryer. We put it on roast. But like I said, so just so you know, it's hot. Okay. And I'm going to say, fuck, it's hot. It's really hot. So anyway, so take a look. So what I'm going to do really at this point is I'm just going to hold one side. And I'm going to reach over and just take off the sides. Okay? God damn it, motherfucker. Son of a whore. There we go. Shit, fuck, damn, hell, motherfucking orangutan tip pits. Fuck, shit, hell. This is why we have edit. Fuck, it's hot. Alright, so we're just going to take that off the side there. We'll put it over here to be washed. And then I'm going to take just a knife. I'm going to slide this off the spit. Okay? Basically, that's called. It's called spit or big metal bar. One of the two. Anyway, put that in there. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut I'm going to cut right through it. Okay. And that's what it looks like when it's all done. Okay. Still nice and juicy. It's perfect. So I'm going to cut a little piece off here. So just cut a piece off. I'm just going to cut a little piece off here just a taste. Okay. Hell with it. I'll take another piece off because I know I'm going to eat more than just one piece. Okay. Push that aside. All right. Now, I'm going to reach in. I'm going to grab a little bit of sauerkraut. Because as I said, I love sauerkraut. He said, most people never. So that's what it looks like. Again, it's the roast. Of course, it's the whole thing on a plate, but that's okay. Taste the sauerkraut first because I hate sauerkraut. Yes, it tastes fantastic. All right. So what I'm going to do is taste what's really good, though. The pork roast. Tender, juicy, great. Best pork loin. I mean, rotisserie is just fantastic. You can put it in an oven, but it doesn't stay this juicy. So I'm going to take another piece of this. Excellent. So that's it. Quick, easy, fantastic date night dinner. You got time to get yourself ready for your date night spouse, loved one to come in. You know, you look like you've been spending hours rotisserieing the pork loin when it's really been 35 minutes and a couple minutes with the sauerkraut. So anyway, drink your beer or your pinot grigio, which is in the fridge, And as I said, I'll probably break into the Pinot Grigio after I'm done with the beer. And have a great, great date night dinner. Taste it, love it, try it, everything. So, as always, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment on our YouTube channel, and share with those who may not be subscribing just yet. So, and get them to subscribe too. So, thank you again. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks to everyone who's been watching, and we'll see you next week, 8 p.m. Saturday night on Cooking with Michael. Have a great night, everyone. Enjoy. Good night.